Raise your hand, please. Oh, Senator Talon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think I see what the amendment is getting at, but I'm very concerned that it would be read and maybe intended to be read as getting at a whole range of tools that we regularly use in foreign policy in order to protect American security at as inexpensive a cost as possible, tools by which, we assist other countries in developing grassroots democratic and economic institutions. Now, we've been successful at doing that in the past, and in doing so have reduced conflict. I mean, just look at Germany and Japan, which we helped develop in that way. We're trying to do that right now, and as a matter of fact, ought to be trying to assist Libya as it emerges as a democracy. That doesn't mean that we have to go in and build a nation, but it does mean that we can use tools like that in order to prevent having to use more expensive, more costly kinds of tools to protect our security that might well cost Americans in life or considerable treasure. So I have to oppose the amendment. And I would also say that we did spend a lot of time on this subcommittee, Mark. We considered a lot of these. We tried to take into account instances where policies or powers have been abused and tried to provide hedges and protections against that so that we get a good, strong, principled, and balanced subcommittee, Mark. So I certainly appreciate everybody's contribution, and I know the delegates trying to be constructive, but I have to oppose the amendment.
Mr. Ford.
I appreciate that, but I feel 110% that nation building blows up in our face, especially in the Middle East. We have Yemen on fire right now. Bahrain gets ignored. There's so many issues over there that it doesn't work. Libya is pretty much Al-Qaeda central now. I don't agree.
All right, Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Cam Moore from Alabama. Just on a brief comment in response, I have to agree with Senator Talent in that, when it comes to nation building, I don't think anyone's trying to promote nation building, but I think what we should say is this. We can't say that we like democracy, but only the kind of democracy where we want it at. Either we're for democracy or we're against democracy in the world. We can't sit here and pick and choose and decide, well, I want this country to have a democratic government, but by the way, I don't like the way the democratic government looks at the next country over. That's inconsistent, and it's not consistent with our founding principles. Thank you.
Are we ready for the question? How is Sharia law a democracy? Are we ready for the question?
At this point,
come on now.
We'll vote. Mr. Kirby, did you want to make a comment first?
Yes, sir. I'd like to speak in favor of this amendment. I respect the opinions of everyone here, but I don't think this in any way would deter us from using tools. It's just a policy of if we believe in national sovereignty, then we must respect the national sovereignty of other nations as well. And if if they become a threat, then we will deal with them and then come home. We've been how many years in Afghanistan, and we keep finding new people to fight, or new people come to fight us. One tribe will fight us one time, and then we'll be friends with them, and another tribe will fight us another time. And of all the people that we've lost over there, it seems like we keep making no progress. And the idea that we're going to continue to do this in other parts of the world when our borders are wide open and we have our own national security issues here and a financial crisis. So I'm going to speak in favor of this amendment.
The gentleman in the back, and then Governor McDonald.
Jay Barrows from Massachusetts. May we call the question, please?
All right. The question has been called and seconded. We will vote on that motion. All those in favor of calling the question signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll now vote on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, the motion fails. All right, Governor McDonald, did you have something for?
Ladies and gentlemen, just briefly.